Hi guys, so today I'm going to be remaking my belly button piercing videos that I've done in the past because they're my most popular videos and they're in horrible quality. So I'm going to be keeping those up on my channel still because those have the most views and some people might like those videos better than this one that I'm going to be making now, which will be in several parts, FYI. But this is going to be a better quality, hopefully more informational, or about the same informational level, slower in section video. So I'm going to start off with the most important part of belly button piercing, which is cleaning care. So the cleaning care is obviously most important because if you don't clean it and it gets infected, it's going to come out and it's going to leave a nasty scar. So follow the steps that I'm going to be giving you next, following this, to make sure the infection does not happen, and also I'll tell you what to do in case there is an infection. But remember that if it's severe or doesn't heal in about a week or two, you should go to the doctors or make an appointment or consultation or whatever if you have insurance, because it can leave nasty scars and infection, scar tissue, and nasty stuff like that. I know if mine heals up, I'm going to have scar tissue because mine got infected at one point and it's kind of nasty, but that's okay. So the first thing is that you should have following ingredients: paper towel or washcloth. Paper towels aren't as good because they're thin and they have like fibers in them, but it's the same with washcloths when they snag. You get to make your pick. Fine granulated sea salt, which I have right here. It's actually called extra fine sea salt. I got mine from a place near me, which came with my piercing when I got it. It's just a bag. I obviously didn't use it very much, just kind of a flaw because look how much I have left. But I'm going to keep this, and if you have sea salt left over from your other piercings, go ahead. I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes for it to be extra granulated, but extra fine, but it'll probably dissolve better and work better. So if you can get your hand on that, do that. This says you're supposed to mix 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt to 1 cup of warm distilled water. So that's water from a bottle or one of those Brita things. Soak piercings for 5 minutes twice a day. One thing that I read, which is a good recommendation, is if you take a shot glass and you fill salt and water, don't put too much salt and don't put the water too hot, and you bend over and put the shot glass in your belly button, and then stand up, and it soaks around the area. You also want to be sure to, get in the holes of the piercing so that it actually kills bacteria, because bacteria isn't mostly on the outside, it's starting to crawl into the wounds of your piercing. Besides that, the only thing you really need is a Bactine spray or a solution, which is my recommendation. You can apply these with Q-tips. It's more of a slimy consistency to me. It's less harsh than alcohol itself because that will dry out your skin and cause an infection as well, to put onto your piercing. If you want to avoid getting an infection, I recommend getting stainless steel apparently, which is the best. Helps it heal faster, even though more expensive jewelry, honestly, unless it has to do with diamonds or whatever, is probably the best for your piercing because it will keep it from getting infected in the cheap quality, because some of them have painting covers on them. When you take it off, it'll be a different color than when you put it in, so you want to be careful with the kind of material you're using and ask your piercer exactly what kind of metal is this, Make sure also that if you have allergic reactions to metal, not to get that metal inside your piercing, because yes, that will cause an extreme allergic reaction inside your belly button piercing, or any piercing for that matter. If you are antsy about knowing if you're allergic to metal, which is possible because my mom is with certain metals, I recommend that you go to your doctor and you check to find out, because I'm pretty sure they can do a test to find out whether or not you're allergic to the kind of metal you're going to be sticking in your belly button. When it gets really severe and really bad, I recommend a few simple things, which is sleeping on your back, Advil for the pain, because it kind of gets painful. If it starts bleeding, clean it up and clean it more than twice a day. Don't overly clean it with alcohol or salt though, because it dries it out. Use unscented soap around that area, because people like my stepmom who are allergic to scented soap or certain things in soap will cause more of a reaction. So use a kind of unscented liquid or bar soap is fine. Thing with aloe vera, seaweed extract, organic stuff, that will work just as well as store brand, not as good stuff, but you just want to make sure that it's unscented when you are near your infection. And like I said, stay near higher end metals and try not to wear dangly jewelry, because it is possible for your piercing to get infected later on in your piercing cycle of life. And as you get older and keep healing, it still can get affected. I've only gotten infected about twice, and that was during the beginning process because I was never really good at cleaning my piercings, but that worked fine. So, yeah, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to show you my belly button piercing and how to remove it or not, because I don't know if it's that important, but if you want to see that, it's probably going to be coming up soon. And that's the first part on cleaning and needs to care for your belly button piercing. And I hope this was helpful for you guys. And remember about a professional, so if you need professional advice, you should seek it elsewhere. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!